Rusame reader, Kurosong! And today I will be reading to you from Stars and Moonflowers in Our Garden by RainbowStar_772. That's me! Now, on to Chapter 38, Flustering Thoughts and Head Pats. America hummed to himself, getting himself ready as soon as his door was closed. Then he grabbed his letter, putting it in his messenger bag. Once he was ready, he headed out. He got 2 meals from the kitchen, hoping Rusha would enjoy what he grabbed. He then headed to his office, making his way to his office quickly, stopping by the camomiles to leave his letter, before getting to his office as quickly as he could. He opened the door to his office and made his way over to his spot at his desk, checking the clock on the wall. He was 3 minutes early. He didn't like that he was just barely on time, but there wasn't much he could do. Though he did feel a bit more accomplished. He'd managed to calm the prince down from a nightmare and help him sleep easy. As before he'd taken the potion from Japan, he woke to the slightest touch. He was a very light sleeper. He didn't wake up to Rusha moving his hands under his shirt, meaning it happened when he was in a deeper state of sleep. He'd ask Rusha about why he did that in his sleep in the first place, as he was curious, but also concerned. Though he thought Rusha probably just slept hugging a pillow most of the time. What had caused his hands to wander up his shirt, though, he wasn't sure. However, he wanted to find out. If Rusha knew why, that is. After a while of thinking, he was snapped out of his thoughts by the sound of footsteps headed towards his office. He looked towards the doorway, ready to greet the person who walked through the door. Soon, he saw it was Rusha and smiled a little, happily greeting him. "Hey, Rusha!" he purred, a smile on his face. He wanted to speak with Rusha for a second and allow him to get comfortable before he started to ask him about it. "Good morning, America," Rusha said as he stepped into the room, wandering closer to America. I want to apologize again for putting my hands up your shirt." America gestured to the chair on the other side of his desk, inviting Rusha to sit down. Once he had taken a seat, America decided to get the question out of the way. Why had he put his hands up America's shirt? "You were asleep. You weren't aware that's what you were doing," America reassured gently, giving him a soft smile before he spoke again. "Though I have to ask, why you did? Do you know what you were dreaming about?" "I don't know. I don't remember what I was dreaming about. I guess I do tend to wake up cuddling a pillow. I just held on to you like that pillow," Rusha mumbled, confirming America's suspicion. America nodded and smiled at him. "Well, don't worry about it," he said, humming a little. "If you remember, please tell me what it was, 'cause I'm curious." Rusha nodded and smiled, looking over at him with a fond smile. "I'm not done with the art piece, so maybe you'll get to see the piece before I get it to Neeks," America chuckled, reaching into his messenger bag and pulling out his unfinished art. Rusha seemed to get excited at that, definitely wanting to see America work on it. So, America happily pulled out his materials and started to work on it. "Hey, America?" Rusha spoke up as America began working on the art. "Yeah, Rusha?" America responded, stopping his work for a second to look at Rusha. He wanted to make sure Rusha knew that he had his full attention, even if he was working on art or something else. "Do you mind if I call you Zebdia?" "I don't mind, so feel free to," America said, going back to his art. America paused for a second before switching to a slightly flirty tone. "Was your dream about me?" What? Russia sounded flabbergasted and very, very flustered. Why would you think that? Ah, well, you just said that nickname in your sleep, America said with a small chuckle. You said, and I quote, "No, I want to stay with stars," when I was trying to wake you. I don't remember the dream, but I guess the dream probably involved you. Russia sounded embarrassed, or even more flustered. Which it was, America wasn't sure. But he mentally shrugged it off as he went back to working on his art piece. He gently erased the lines of his sketch and took out his watercolor and brush before he started to color the image. I'm curious, why have you solely been saying the nickname you have for me solely in Russian? America asked, continuing his work on the piece. I admittedly would do the same, but with Latin. Zabdia? Oh, well, it just makes me feel closer to you, and Russian is my first language, so I heavily prefer it. Russia explained, likely looking at him as he could feel someone's eyes on him. Thanks for telling me, Russ, America said with a soft smile on his face. I've been meaning to ask if I could give you a nickname as well. Oh, you mean Russ? I don't mind. No, like you, my nickname would be in a different language. America quickly corrected, letting out a quiet giggle. The nickname would be Mons Leo. What language is that in? It's not one I've heard before, well, other than from you. Russia seemed genuinely curious about the language. Also, could you tell me what it means? I'm curious, and you understand what my nickname for you means. It means mountain lion, America mumbled, looking away nervously. Oh, mon sounds like moi or mon, so I thought it meant something like mine. Russia admitted with a laugh. It doesn't! America yelped, flustered. He stopped using the watercolor so that he didn't mess up the piece. Russia just laughed a little more, and then he felt someone ruffling his hair. He felt a blush come onto his face, knowing that it was Russia, but he quickly calmed himself and went back to working on the art piece. He finished the piece a little before lunchtime, so he let Russia look at it as he got both meals for them. Russia seemed to like the art, and once the other was done looking at it, they ate their lunch peacefully. And that's the end of this chapter. I hope you enjoyed. Anyway, I'd like to invite you to join the Discord, which is linked down in the description below. That being said, I hope you have a nice rest of your day, night, or whatever it is for you. Just enjoy your time, and I will see you tomorrow.